my channel by now. Yeah, we started with the Hyper Bullet tournament and moved on to the Blitz match between us. Yeah, not much to say about our rivalry, but we have a much more important rivalry, and we have the first move. E4 was played, so it's a surprise. No, we're kidding. A very expected move. I think, other than the first round, all the games were started with one E4, right? Okay, yeah. E5, knight F3 on the board. Wow, we actually started on time. I'm excited. And yeah, knight F3. And
okay, what do you expect? Another Spanish or Italian?
I'm expecting probably another Marshall. Carlsen wouldn't mind. Yeah, and they have bishop, knight c6, bishop b5 was played. I'll quickly check after making the moves if yeah, bishop a4. I'll quickly check if people can hear us, because we didn't verify that the sound issue is actually fixed, and we would like to see how it sounds. So the moves if the bishop a4. I'll quickly check if people can hear us, because we didn't verify. I think they can hear you a bit less than they can hear me, so I'll try to lower my microphone volume a bit, see if it affects the stream. So in the meantime, you can say a few words about the game, so that I can check the volume.
Yeah, actually the Marshall position arose. I mean, black just played castle, and white played h3, black played bishop e7. So actually those moves happened on the board. Bishop e7, rook e1, b5, bishop b3, castles, h3, and Carlsen played bishop b7. Karjakin played d3 once more. So we're following the fourth game until now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and Magnus is...
Okay, it doesn't work well. People can't hear us. Let's try now. I think that no matter what I do with the volume, it seems to lower both of us on the same ratio. So my sound sounds higher than your sound, no matter what I do. I think that no matter what I do with the volume, it seems to lower both of us on the same ratio. So let's see if you can say something.
Yeah, well, what can I say?
Just about the position.
Oh, black played d5 here.
Oh, d5. Mm-hmm.
And actually this position came.
So let's see if you can say something.
Knight e4. Yeah, well, what can I say?
Just about the position.
Oh, black played d5 here.
Ah, d5. Okay, so...
Actually this position came.
Anyway, seems like the volume, I mean the sound quality is good, but I sound much louder than you. So yeah. I'm predicting people. Oh, actually by mistake I made the stream invisible for the people around the world, and I have to change it to public. This explains why we had no viewers.
Exactly, and it explains also why I couldn't see.
Yes.
I couldn't find it.
Okay, so now the stream is visible to everyone. Welcome, first of all. I think yes. We started recording privately by accident, but I think in the video that we'll have eventually, it will start from the beginning. So there is no need for further introductions. We have our names below the cameras. By the way, Nico is not here with me, as you can probably guess. He is in Switzerland, in Schindeleiki. And yeah, and
nice place.
yeah, and I am in Tel Aviv, Israel, and we have a Skype conversation, and we have a little bit of a sound issue. The quality is fine. We managed to fix the quality, but Nico's sound is a little bit lower than mine, so I apologize for it. I don't know how to fix it. We might do it later on during the show. For now, let's talk about the position.
So this position on the board, and white the move knight c3.
Which is very theoretical.
Yeah, one of the main lines. I think the other move is knight d2.
Yeah.
But knight c3 is more popular, and black played knight b4.
Yes, the main move. By the way, I know that a trendy line nowadays, instead of knight d4, is knight takes e5, followed by queen d6 and c5. I believe it was recommended by Jan Gustafsson in his Chess 24 series on the Marshall. So, yeah, knight d4 is a little bit more computerish, but probably objectively equalizing as well, yeah?
Yeah, well, actually, I didn't like. I played this line with white a few years ago, but I just didn't like it at all. I stopped playing it. Okay, white, by the way, played the move bishop f4 here.
Okay, so they are playing a lot of theoretical moves quite rapidly. By the way, I remember that some time ago Jan Gustafsson made a chess-based DVD on the Marshall, and he mentioned that he does not recommend this line because of bishop d2 at some point. Is it? Do you know if it's here?
Bishop d2.
I'm not sure if it's here. Maybe it's.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah, something like bishop d2 followed by knight c3.
Yeah, the move looks familiar to me.
Yes. But since then, theory has developed, and black found an antidote against it. So, yeah, now, so from theoretical point of view, black is considered okay as far as I know. But objectively, of course, I mean, practically, I hope we will have an interesting game. That they will not know everything by heart until the game is finished. Because if they will know everything by heart, and it will be a boring draw, then it won't be a lucky day for you, Nico, because I mean, I wish you will be the one who will commentate by my side on the day that we have a decisive result. I don't even mind Karjakin winning. That's how much I'm desperate for blood.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah. And regarding okay, the position, I don't have much to say. I mean, other than what I already mentioned.
Yeah, but it looks promising. I mean, it looks like could be a short.
I mean, promising for the viewers, but I mean, it doesn't look like Karjakin is going to crush the Marshall today. That's not my guess. Yeah, I'm kind of predicting that Carlsen will manage to equalize somehow, and that hopefully there'll be enough pieces for both of them to make mistakes, like in the previous rounds.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Bishop f4. I want to check on the database actually.
Yeah.
How many times this position is reached. I didn't download the past weeks updates. Maybe the past 2 weeks, but yeah, I will have a quick look. So,
what do you think would be the move here?
Well, judging by the fact that we don't see a move yet, Carlsen is probably either trying to remember or it's a surprise. And I mean, I myself am not familiar with this position from either color, so I don't know what to recommend. But I'm really curious whether or not bishop to f4 is the right move. By the way, we don't check anything with computers. That's part of the point. We want to improve ourselves as well, not only to commentate. And we use the stream as an excuse to be serious and try to actually come up with some good moves and good questions, even more importantly. So, knight b4, this position has been reached, well, I'm not sure if this is precise, but 47 times at least, according to the online database. So knight d5 to b4, the most popular move, of course, as mentioned. Now bishop f4 is the third most popular move.
Oh, Carlsen took on b3.
But it was last played in 2013, so it's not, doesn't seem like the most critical attempt, well, as far as the theory is developed, but maybe he analyzed it deeper. Did Carlsen take?
He took on b3 and played c5.
Okay, so he took on b3, a takes b3,
c5, exactly.
and played c5.
Yeah.
So a takes b3 and played c5, c7 to c5, yeah?
Yeah. This position is awkward, and Karjakin is thinking.
I see. So
Yeah.
as far as I can see in the position, well, bishop f4 doesn't strike me as the most challenging move, but maybe Karjakin has something up his sleeve. I don't know.
Yeah,
Knight takes b3.
Karjakin is ready today. I mean, he played bishop f4 very quickly, so
Yeah.
he might be ready for this.
Yeah, but judging by Carlsen's response, the position is very complicated, and if he plays so fast, he must be very confident that he's fine here.
Well, but knight b3 c5 is probably the most
logical, the most straightforward way to play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. By the way, after knight b3 after bishop f4 has been played 6 out of 7 times.
Yeah.
Etienne Bacro is the only one who didn't play it, and the strongest player to have this position beforehand.
What did he play?
He played c5 immediately, then rook c1 and bishop d6. Let me just show. Bacro played here c5. White played rook c1 against him, and then bishop d6, and the position... Actually, white won. It was Kasimdzhanov versus Bacro from 2007. Knight takes b3, a takes b3, c5. I'm guessing it should be an improvement. And it's also the most popular move, 6 out of 7 games. A takes b3. And now, suddenly, this by transposition has more games. 15 games to be exact. And nobody played c5, I mean, after a takes b3. We have 7 games with queen d4. What?
People played f6 or what?
Yes, queen d4 7 games, f6 6 games, bishop d6 once, and knight d5 once. So, I mean, it doesn't feel like people here knew what to do with black. The average rating was about 24, 2300, so probably they were not very well prepared by this point. But c5 has not been played according to what I see here. And it's not even a transposition. I believe this position is entirely new. But
there might be a drawback of the move c5.
I think that it's part of preparation still, because the players who played it with black in the past do not strike me as very well prepared here. And just feels right to play c5. I don't know. Feels like the most straightforward move, like f6, queen d4 doesn't feel like a good move without justification, yeah? So c5, black of course is a pawn down, he has the pair of bish. Yes, and probably more active pieces, so...
this would be an interesting game.
Hopefully, again, it's a big if. I mean, if I will play blitz against you, it will be interesting for sure from this position. But if the two of the best players in the world are playing this variation quite rapidly, it can quickly liquidate into something. So we don't want to jinx anything, yeah? c5 seems correct. From my perspective, we have faith that Carlsen is not overconfident, he's just confident. And now I want to mention one more thing about the visits. Are you familiar that on the live book feature on ChessBase you can see how many visits were in each position? So this position after c5 was visited rooks 56 times. Yeah, was visited rooks c1 times. 56 times.
6 times. But
no, actually c5 was checked 661 times in this particular position.
Maybe 600 times in the last few minutes, you know.
Actually, you might be right, but rook c1 was checked 66 times, and it's before. Yeah, it might be people checking it now, but I highly doubt it, because it shows the last time someone checked it, and the date is indicated as May 14th, 2016. So it's not today; it's in the past. So 67 times before today, probably.
So people analyze rook c1 here.
Yeah, rook c1 is the main move that was analyzed, and we we can guess that it might be the computer's recommendation, judging by the fact that most people are analyzing with computer.
Yes.
So I'm like guessing, putting my money that rook c1 will be the next move that to be played by Sergey. And yeah, now after c5, what can I say?
White could play some move like knight e4, just activating the knight, just so somebody in the chat.
Yeah, I'll just mention that by the amount of visits, rook c1 was the most popular move that was checked.
Yes.
Then f6 was checked 45 times. Then knight f3 39 times. Then queen d7, almost everyone, 38 times. Then again rook e3. It seems like it should be a computer line, even though I don't see an engine in front of me. Rook a8 31 times. Maybe they will just reach this position.
They will just play like that.
Yeah, queen e2, bishop d8. Everyone who checked this position actually checked these moves without a single exception. Bishop c6.
Bishop e3.
King h2. Was it played?
No.
King h2, and now, only now, people started varying with their analysis, assuming they were analyzing. Yeah. So in this position, we already have bishop c6 25 visits, and king h2 25 visits. So we can expect that this is the most likely position to occur on the board. And now some people checked bishop f3, some people checked bishop c7, but well,
bishop takes f3, some people check.
Yeah, bishop takes f3, queen f3. Let me show f5. I mean, it's still very narrow. Everyone are checking the same, and now we don't get any more information. It's when the move is too deep into the opening, it doesn't show any more visits. So bishop c7 is the other move that was checked here, and now bishop takes c7, queen c7 check, and then I don't see any further moves. So one of these lines is expected to be prepared by Karjakin, because I'm guessing once again it's the computer's recommendations for white. And usually when analyzing the opening on these levels, it can be very frustrating to try and search for an edge. And what people do quite often is just, you know, spit some computer, having the computer just spitting some line.
Yeah.
And then as a result, hoping that the opponent will not know or will not remember the moves, and checking them. Just playing 30 moves of theory and checking if they remember everything. And if so, then just taking a draw and going back home slightly disappointed, but content with the fact that we tried something. But I mean, I don't like this approach to just follow the computer first line. But well, I guess.
Thinking. I mean, if he's thinking,
yeah,
might be a sign that he didn't prepare this c5.
Or he knows.
He's trying to remember.
Well, he's trying to understand why rook c1 is the move that he was analyzing, probably. I mean, it happens to me very often. Yeah, very often I hear it that I experience it that I'm preparing a move, and then like I come to the game, I remember rook c1 is the move that the computer recommended as an example, and then what, he played it?
No, but you just can't play rook c1.
No, and then I'm telling myself, why? And I can't figure out. The rook is on the a file. I'm going to waste a move to put it behind the pawn on c2. Why?
To free the queen, obviously.
Yes, to free the queen, obviously. Okay, but yeah, in every game we develop the rook to free the queen like this, yeah?
Yeah.
Like it happens. But yeah, as far as I can tell, after c5, the game is does not make as much sense to Karjakin as it did in his preparation. but I'm sure he will either find what the movie was preparing or play another sensible move, and it won't affect too much the nature of the position. I'm predicting that it's very close to equal either way.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to make a serious mistake on the next move. Any queen move should be fine. If rook c1 is the best, then other moves should be okay.
Knight d4, bishop g3, some moves like that, yeah, should be decent.
Knight e4, yeah?
Well, maybe, I don't know.
You said g4 or e4?
No, knight e4.
E4, yeah. So many options. Knight e4 played in the chat. They mentioned.
Knight e4.
Okay, so let me check how many visits we have in this position. So c5, knight e4. Okay, before people start visiting it. Okay, they already started. But knight e4. Okay, everyone seems.
People in the chat are claiming they can't hear me.
Yeah, I wish I could fix it somehow. Maybe I can lower my own volume. Let me try.
No, but then it will also lower my volume.
No, only my microphone, because people can hear you from the Skype, not from my microphone, as far as I remember. So I'll really try and see if I can fix the problem. Apologies. My sincerest apologies, gentlemen. So levels, I think I can lower it like to be one.
It's much lower now.
Yeah, so now I'm like 30% of what my volume was before. So hopefully if you can maximize guys who are watching and ladies, the volume of how you hear us.
Maximize my volume.
I mean,
possible.
With your levels.
On the maximum.
Yeah, I think this now it should be more balanced between us, and that's the key. I mean, if they won't hear both of us, then I think it's fine. They can like try to maximize the volume and put their ear next to the computer. So let's see. I'll try to listen to it myself. Okay. I need Nico to speak about the position so I can test it. See how both of us sound next to each other. No, just say some random words. Doesn't matter.
Well, knight e4 has been played. It looks like a sensible move, but apparently it's not what people analyzed with the engine, most probably. But I think Carlsen is also on his own now, so he has to find a decent reply on knight e4.
Oh, this is bad. Maybe I can increase the volume here. Okay, I'll try to do it now. So I changed it again.
Okay.
I changed it again. I mean, this time I increased the volume of both of us, because in the beginning of the stream I lowered both of us for some reason.
I'll try to do it now.
Okay, now it's better. For me. Try to talk about the position once again. Say random things about random moves. Say h5, h4. Just.
Okay, no, black is probably considering move f6, which looks like the most natural answer to me. But what else could be? Maybe f5.
Things about random moves. Say h5, h4. Just
like a risky try, but also an option certainly. Which looks like maybe queen d5, another move that could be played. But what else? But white is trying to play c3 in the next move probably. So I think f6 would be very sensible.
Okay, so good news. The f6 will be sensible, but my news are that the sound quality is much better. I'm trying to change it a little bit further to make my sound even lower, so that it will be more balanced between us. I can still feel like they can hear me better. So let's see.
Alright.
I'll put my volume like this.
It's good enough.
Okay, I'm hoping that now people can hear me like much lower and with you.
Yeah, of course. Saying that I should wear a headset, but unfortunately I only have a broken headset
Yes.
can't use this.
And rumors are that you're not even the one who broke it.
Well, yeah. People who sold me the headphones, they broke it.
Yes, the
before selling
company,
them.
they sold it broken already. So, let's see. Is it
Alright.
better now, everyone? I don't want to test again. I want to just ask the viewers, is this much better now? Because can you hear us on the same level, or should I change it more? Because I feel like I want both of us to be on the same volume. So Nico, say something about the position. Knight f6, knight f3 was played.
Oh, what?
F6.
Knight f3. Great.
So my predictions.
No, my predictions.
No, but your predictions are correct, but my predictions has gone to the waste.
Why? What did you predict?
Oh no, I just didn't mention knight e4 probably.
Yeah.
f6, knight f3.
Okay, now black has many options, obviously.
Well,
Maybe
f5.
No, queen d5 is not.
f5 is the position, is the move that has been checked in this position in the past.
f5, knight g5.
Knight eg5, then bishop takes g5. Knight takes g5, h6.
Oh my god.
Knight e6, queen d5. Can you make the moves on the board?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so now knight takes f8, queen g8, queen g2 mate. Nice, someone checked it. Just to check with the computer probably what happens after knight f8. Okay, that's good. No, f3 is probably the move that's gonna be played, and rook fe8 was visited in the position, and then
Carlsen will settle for something like queen d7 or rook e8, maybe. No, I think queen d7 looks very, very logical.
yeah, I'm really hoping it won't be a forced draw somehow.
Well,
So.
but how can it be?
Okay, for example, the line I mentioned until knight e6, queen d5,
Queen f3 or what? No.
queen d5, no, and now like let's say knight c7, f3, rook fe8, knight c7, queen d4 check, king h1, rook e1, queen e1, queen takes f4, knight a8, knight takes c2, queen e8 check. This is a line that actually has been checked in the past, so let's just put it and see where
I was
it.
wondering how could you find those moves in this?
No, I didn't find them. Yeah, just see them.
Yeah, I know.
The position was
It
visited.
looks just
Yeah,
weird.
and now I don't see any more information, but I'm assuming that it should be close to balanced.
No, it looks winning for black, doesn't it?
Why?
What can white do?
Move the rook.
Where?
And but why is it gonna be winning? I mean,
Well,
it's an exchange
No,
down.
Knight d4, knight takes f3. It looks like.
Well, unfortunately, we are not allowed to look with computers, so we will have to analyze it ourselves.
Knight e3, knight takes g2. It looks like.
Yeah.
It looks definitely very good for black.
Yeah. And
I mean, first of all, where to put the rook? On g1?
this is an interesting sample line. I want to see where it started before we analyze it.
Yeah.
So knight f3 is the position in the game, yeah?
Yeah, we're very far.
So knight f3 is the position in the game, and f5 is the move that has been checked the most times in this position. And well, it's hard to, of course, calculate all the things here, and but judging by the speed of the players' moves, they probably don't remember everything by heart.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that like f5 is not gonna be played because it's quite concrete, and without a computer, which I assume the people who analyzed it in the past have used, it's very difficult to come up with these unnatural moves. f5, moving the pawn twice, then taking the knight, and then once again h6. All these three moves make very little sense for the human eye. And by the way, I forgot to check the response in the chat about the volume quality. Someone said we still need more audio from Nico.
Yeah.
Well, does it mean that, I mean, are your volume in your, everyone who's watching us, the viewers, are your volume maximized I mean, is it maximized? Because if it is and you still don't hear Nico well, I don't have a way to increase his sound. I just have a way to lower mine so you can keep increasing your volume without me deafening. Deafening? Is this a word?
Deafening? I don't know.
Without me
But I
like
understand.
sounding too loud for your ears. I don't know. I'm just hoping. Oh, we are allowed to look with computers. Someone is asking why. No, but I decided in the beginning of this project of mine to stream the entire World Championship that I want to improve as a chess player myself, and I would like to avoid looking at the computer evaluation throughout the entire stream of the 12 games, and also between the games I would like to do some recap videos if I find the time, and also analyze my perspective of the game without a computer and show my human perspective and try to find the mistakes without any assistance, except from the fellow with me who's analyzing. By the way, the recap to round 1 was done with Nico, and we both analyzed quite poorly, but it was very interesting. We had some quite some questions that brought up that wouldn't come up without a computer. So
You mean with the computer?
wouldn't come up with the computer. Thank you. So people are asking you to use mic or a headphone, but we politely refuse.
Oh, or what? No.
No, we will politely refuse.
You played F5.
Yeah, baby. F5 on the board. Move, knight.
Magnus still knows everything.
So those. So people can say that they hear me just fine. Okay.
I hear you full volume.
Yeah. But I'm.
Me on a bit lower.
Yeah. I don't know how to further increase your sound. I don't have this possibility.
Well.
What we did earlier before the stream with the volume mixer, is it possible? Like with the recording devices and so on? Oh no, you're using an Apple, yeah?
Yeah.
You're using a Mac, so...
It's my best to maximize the volume.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to make it any better.
So anyone who's watching us and can't hear Nico, please increase your volume to the max and let me know if my sound is too high, so that I will lower it further. So
Maybe it could be a bit louder now.
yeah, it sounds a little bit louder, I think.
Is it a bit louder? Okay.
I think so, but I can't say for sure.
Now my microphone is on the absolute maximum.
That's good. So
Maybe I should speak in science language.
yeah, or also you can just scream.
Yeah.
This would be fun.
Okay.
We can sing also. So yes. So this is good.
Okay,
I think it's fine. And just to be safe, I'll lower mine a little bit farther. I always dreamt that I can talk as much as I want without anyone hearing me. I mean,
do what you want.
by dreamt I mean it was a nightmare, yeah? Okay, so let's see. So this is fine. I lowered
on the port.
yes.
So, actually, do you see any other options apart from knight e5?
Yeah, knight g3, I mean, but of course
Well,
going forward is the best thing to do in chess, in life.
There might be even g5 or...
Well, I'm a bit biased because I saw some people checking knight g3 earlier. So, but it's not like, so I'll just mention knight g3 has been checked. Okay, but now the situation is not very objective because many people are looking at the position, and it's updating constantly. So I see all the moves have been last updated on November 18th. So it's affecting the numbers, but knight g3 has been checked. And then bishop takes f3, queen takes f3. No, sorry, bishop f3, gf3.
Oh, white has to play g3.
and bishop d6 or bishop f6. I mean, my guess is that black should have enough compensation after knight g3. Knight eg5 is definitely the most aggressive move, and yesterday Karjakin was playing quite aggressively, and we would highly encourage him to continue with this spirit and give us the show that we deserve. After all, a ticket costs at least $75 according to what I heard, and can go up to $300, I think.
Really expensive.
Yeah, so if it's so if the ticket is like so expensive, then it better be a good show, and I really hope it will be. And we want, once again, as I mentioned, we get to.
It looks promising, I think.
Yeah, we got to smell a lot of blood, but we don't taste it. So I feel like knight eg5 must be played, or I will not clap today.
Knight c3 is another move, or knight d2, but they both look really passive, let's say.
Yes.
Knight d2, maybe bishop f6, or
yes.
queen d5. No, queen d5 blunders, or bishop f6, or maybe even g5 is possible also. But I prefer bishop f6.
So.
Why can't I move my phone, my mic closer to my mouth? Because then I would probably eat my computer.
Yeah, that's a. You're not that hungry quite yet, but we have a long round ahead of us, so maybe later on. Yeah, we'll hit two birds with one stone. Yeah, people will be hearing you better, and you won't be as hungry. So, let's see. Now, did you watch my stream from yesterday?
Me?
Yeah. You don't have to.
No,
it's okay.
I was watching like 5 minutes.
Yeah, baby.
At some point.
So what I wanted to mention is that I had this new habit of mine, like that whenever Karjakin is doing something I did not expect from him that I wanted him to do, for example, this move knight eg5 here, then I'm clapping.
Okay.
So, and yesterday he reached 4 times. He had me clapping for him because I was proud of his
4 claps.
Yeah, I clapped in 4 different occasions. 3 times for his moves and 1 time for leading on time. And then the 5th time I was supposed to clap was probably going to be the decisive clapping, but then he played bishop d5 and I reversed clapped everything.
You reverse clap. The
Yeah.
move has been played in the game. It was knight g5.
Well played, Sergey. Well played.
So let's see if Carlsen finds this bishop g5, but we don't even know if it's best.
We don't know anything. We just know that people looked at it and we assume they looked with the computer. I mean,
it looks actually like the only move. Or is there another move?
Oh yeah, because g2 is not hanging.
Hanging, yeah.
Yes. You're right. So, did anyone comment about the volume in the chat? Because I didn't. People should still be able to hear me. And here have a balance between us. So.
Bishop g5 has been played.
Okay, but I wanted to clap, but Magnus. I mean, when Magnus does something well, it does not deserve my clapping because it's the regular thing. Magnus can only get reverse clapping from me.
Okay, I assume that Sergey will play knight g5 immediately.
Yes. By the way, I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Okay.
The stage is yours.
Knight g5 has been played and black played h6. What we expected to happen. So
actually, I can still talk from afar, yeah, but I mean.
It could actually be that just this line, knight e6, queen d5 occurs, and now not knight which has been analyzed, but f3 was what we checked, I think.
Yes.
And here rook to e8, knight to c7, queen to d4, but this looks excellent for black, in my opinion. So maybe Sergey has to play knight f3, but then there's bishop takes f3, which could be annoying for white, as he has to take with the g-pawn now. And, well, this position is really unpleasant to play for white, in my opinion, with this destroyed pawn structure.
Yes.
Maybe rook e8, for instance, just to keep the tension, or rook queen d5 looks like or queen d4, I don't know. There are many moves actually.
Indeed.
So interesting decision. But I think knight f3 is the lesser evil, let's say.
Yes. I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I feel great. Knight g5 was played, bishop g5 was played. Was h6 on the board? Is h6 on the board?
h6 on the board, yeah.
That's fantastic. Nice. Nicely done. So, we can expect knight e6 to be played.
Yeah. So, difficult decision.
Indeed. I'm trying to check in the if anyone commented about the sound is very low, they say. Fix the sound.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Fix the sound.
Well, fix the sound. It's probably people that just arrived new.
Okay, I'm going to make an experiment as follows. Nico, say a few things about the position, then...
Again, once more, but I already explained that white has two decisions, two possible options. The more straightforward, let's say, is knight d6, but black can come up with the move queen d5, threatening mate on g2. So
for some reason there is a delay also in the camera and the volume, but it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. So white here has to play f3 probably, because, well, knight f8 is mate on g2, and if queen f3, I think black can just take and play knight takes c2.
Yes.
Which could be annoying for white, I think.
So let me try, and I want to fix the sound. So now you talked normally. Now I will increase my microphone sound. I want to see if you'll talk now and people will be hearing you better. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll tell you when to talk again. Now.
Alright. Yeah, knight d6 is the more straightforward continuation, but we also have knight f3 as an option, which has the drawback that black can take on f3, and white is obliged to take with the g-pawn, as queen takes f3 leads to knight takes c2 and winning the exchange. So g takes f3 only move, and now black can come up with various moves. And in general, I like the black position. Black can play rook e8, for instance, and just try to attack the king somehow, or yeah, just attack those pawns on h3 or f3. They're very weak. So what can white do? Queen d2 maybe.
Okay, probably my voice is much higher now. People said that they can hear you very, very well, but I'm assuming that my voice sounds very loud, and I'll increase the volume further just to see if it affects Nico's voice. So I'm increasing it to the max, and you will talk. I will be quiet and see, yes, and see what people are saying.
Queen d2, white could do, but unpleasant. Queen e5. Maybe knight c6. Get the idea of e4. Any idea? Oh, white could play maybe c3, but in general, I just like the black position. It's easier to play with black, in my opinion. So, I think the opening hasn't gone very well for white. At least I think he's not trying to play for an advantage anymore. So, yeah. Let's see what he's going to do. He's still thinking.
Well,
is it better?
Much better, but they say that I am too loud.
Well, come on.
So
it's better too loud than no sound, yeah.
So yeah, but I feel like maybe it's a good idea that I will find a way to change the relation between our sounds. There must be a way to lower my own volume without lowering you as well. I don't know.
I think it should be fine now. Somebody's asking, so Carlsen is winning? No, of course he's not winning, but well, in my opinion, it's just my opinion and probably not the truth. It's more pleasant to play with black in this position.
So
what is your opinion?
Okay. Yes. Someone is saying that they can hear me so loud that they can even hear my hair growing.
No, but it's fine. Most of the people say that it's fine.
Okay, if they say that it's fine, then I'll ignore it for now, and hopefully there won't be any complaints later on in the stream. Apologies once again, it's not so easy to stream while talking on Skype. And okay.
Actually, I missed. Actually, after knight f3, I just saw black can take and play queen h4. And white.
Bishop d6.
Bishop d6 maybe. But there is queen h3 and rook f6, which is.
No, I take on f8, of course.
So rook f6.
Well, that's not looking so good for white.
So maybe he just entered a trap, an opening trap.
But how did we reach this position?
Knight e4, which was maybe not best.
No, but didn't we say knight e6 is a good move?
No.
I mean,
I think we concluded that this position after rook e8, knight c7. Actually, we wanted to analyze this. You remember? Queen d4.
You know, right now we don't know the evaluation of the position. All we know is that this position has been visited several times in the past, maybe around 10 times, and this line that we just demonstrated with knight c7 has been, sorry, with f3 followed by knight c7 has been checked more than once. And queen e8, king h7, and now we don't see any more information, but I assume the line was checked further. And judging by the fact that it's the only line that was checked, I'm deducting that the computers of many people recommended these moves for both colors, meaning it should be around equal. But of course that's just my guess. So
okay, how can it be equal? We can check it first.
okay, but we want to see first if there are any alternatives. So knight e6 seems like the most logical, right?
Yeah.
Queen d5 is forced. f3 is forced, right?
Yeah.
Rook f8 is the most logical move. Now white has a choice. He can go knight c7 or rook e5.
True.
Okay, I just want to mention that rook e5 has also been checked. And
Queen
after rook e5, people has been checking queen d6.
Yeah.
And then rook e2.
Okay, let's put it.
Just put it on the board, yeah. Queen d7.
So black is playing for.
Why rook e2? Ah, sorry. Yeah, queen d7. I just said it. Knight c7. Rook takes e2. Queen e2. Rook c8. Still, more than 100 people have checked this position. Rook e1. Queen d4 check. Or rook takes e7. Both have been checked in the past. And well, we can stop here and wait to see the move from the game, because both knight c7 and rook e5 looks interesting. And well, it's not so easy to calculate which one is better, yeah?
Actually, the move has been played and it. Oh! Rook e5 on the board.
Instead of what?
We have rook e5 on the board after queen d5.
Okay, you mean after f3, rook f8?
Rook e8, queen, rook e5. Exactly.
On the board in the actual game, yeah?
And actually now, I see that Magnus is down on time. So, I'm not sure if this is true, but it says that Karjakin has still 1 hour and 32 minutes, and Magnus has 1 hour and 17 minutes. And queen d6 on the board.
Yes.
So this might be, I mean, both of them might.
So let's analyze the line that we mentioned. Now that rook e5 is on the board, rook e2 can be expected, judging by the number of visits. Rook e2, yeah. And then after rook e2, queen d7 has been visited by far the most times. Then knight c7 once again. Rook takes e2, queen e2. I mean, it's very, very likely that this will be on the board.
This position, yeah? After rook c8.
Rook c8, yes. And now rook e1 once again. And queen d4 and rook c7 are two options that's hard to distinguish.
Is there a move like queen e6 check? I'm just suggesting moves. I mean,
yes.
just to make a draw. I mean, it's possible, maybe. But there's king f7.
Well,
with some issues for white, yeah?
yeah.
g5 maybe, I don't know. Or knight c2 just looks very good.
So queen d4 check and rook c7 are the two interesting choices for black.
Here, yeah.
Yeah, but if they don't reach this position, it probably means that one of them made an inaccuracy. So I'm quite positive that they will both find these moves.
Yeah.
And now, since both of these moves were checked in the past, maybe one of them is incorrect. And it's also possible that both are equal, but this is probably the first critical position. I mean, I know it's move 25 already, but both players are well prepared. The position is highly topical. It would make sense that this is the first critical position of the game, and it has not even been reached. I mean, of course, assuming nobody will make mistakes beforehand. Oh, and suddenly it says c3. c3 was played. instead of rook e2.
Really?
So I wasn't right, even though many people, the vast majority of the people checked rook e2, which is probably the computer's recommendation. c3 is on the board.
Oh, no, but he played very quickly. I mean, it's impossible he plays this without thinking, correct?
Yeah.
I'm sure that he's still in preparation. I think this must be his preparation. Otherwise, he would never ever play this move.
Yeah.
So quickly. So maybe it's just the opposite way around.
Okay, let's first check. If knight takes d3,
there's rook e3 or rook.
rook e3 is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Queen c6, queen d3, rook e6, maybe queen f5, and white is a pawn up. Yeah. Just, I mean, in the worst case. Let me just show the line. I mean, now knight f4 is not possible because of the pin, and of course queen f4 is not possible because of knight takes f4. So he has to move the queen, still attacking this knight.
Wait a second. Maybe it's possible to take queen f4. Just
What?
knight f4, rook e3, knight d3, rook d8.
Yeah, but maybe instead of knight d3 I can go queen d2.
Okay.
So let me demonstrate here. This and queen d2.
This looks, yeah, convincing.
So yes. So now queen c6 or b6, whatever, queen d3. And in the worst case, maybe there's something better, but this is a pawn up, a healthy pawn, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is probably not a good move for black. Knight takes d3. I'm guessing rook takes c6 is the main option, but what can white do now? He has quite a lot of responses. First of all, he has rook f5. No, but then queen d3. So, no, he doesn't have that many responses actually.
Wait. Why? Okay, rook f5, queen d3, rook c5. What's going on?
Black is a piece up.
Ah, that's the problem. Okay. Just took the piece.
Yeah. So rook has to move back. Not back, sorry. To take on e6 probably. Queen takes e6, c takes b4. Yeah, but this doesn't look very convincing for white.
No, not at all.
C takes b4, and now number of pawns are equivalent, and yeah, white's pawns are a bit weaker, and it doesn't seem like white got anything from the opening. So I don't know. c3 after rook e6. I'm quite curious what Karjakin has in mind. Well, maybe just wants to go for this position, and I don't know, queen e1 play there and just offer a draw.
Could be.
Because if it's the case, then I mean, I'll be both disappointed and happy that I have a chance to sleep well tonight, because actually I forgot to mention it at the beginning, but tomorrow there is a rapid tournament in Israel in the morning. So yeah, if I stay up until 3 a.m. like the previous rounds, then I will only have like 5 hours of sleep before the tournament. I believe it's like 5 rounds. It should be called Shachar Arad Memorial or something like this. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just checking.
Actually, I'm also playing tomorrow.
Where?
But a classical game in Switzerland, some team competition.
Yeah.
So, but as I'm 1 hour behind you, I still have more time to sleep. And actually, the game starts at 2 p.m. So.
Yeah. So it's Shachar Arad Memorial, the Kfar Saba Championship in rapid play. Not that anyone should be too interested, but I have to wake up early.
Magnus has already played, and we have this position on the board after c takes b4. Oh, come on.
Oh, Nico, you unlucky commentator. You are one unlucky. commentator. The first day that you are my guest of honor, you get this position after 1 hour.
No, he didn't play rook c3. Black played rook e6. He took queen e6, cb4, cb4. Oh, you were right actually.
What?
Your predictions were correct.
Yes. Unfortunately correct.
Yeah, your fear.
My fears. What you fear appears. That's a well-known saying.
Yeah.
My man. This is not going to look like the show that we paid for, yeah? Not that we...
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't pay for it, but we're paying with our time.
People deserve.
The people deserve to see some blood.
Yeah, and this is not blood.
Maybe maybe if there are 12 rounds with no win, I should like cut my hand so at least someone will see blood.
Yeah, this is not blood, this is ketchup.
This is not even ketchup, this is just, I don't know, disgusting. Ketchup is sweet.
Yeah.
This is probably like a vegan mayonnaise. At least, if not worse.
So you should like it.
Actually, it's tasty, yeah, but still, I didn't have a good example. Probably garbage juice. I don't know how to call it in English. Like when you have like the bag, the garbage bag, and from the bottom there is some juice dripping. You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
Yeah, it's like that.
yes, this is what we have here. Well, I'm a bit harsh, but I'm sure everyone can understand my.
How can Karjakin just stick for this line? It's just really disappointing.
Today he is not Karjaking.
He's not Karjakin at all.
Yes. Game number 6. I mean, he has a free day tomorrow. I mean, maybe he was not too ambitious after yesterday's. Okay, but let's focus on the game. Maybe there is something to be analyzed.
Finished yet, so.
Yeah, I'm already preparing to go home, which I was, and I am home, but you know.
Actually, we should play some blitz, you know, just to
Yeah.
have some action.
Yes, yes. They say many moves were made, but I see this position on the board, and I think Queen e1 will be played. I'm really, I mean, judging by if you play like this,
Oh my god.
if you're gonna play in a disgusting equalizing fashion, then you might do it all the way. There's no sense in playing for a win now with white, yeah?
Yeah, Queen e1, Rook e1, Bish d5, Bish d6, something like that, yeah, could be.
Yes.
If a5, white has Rook a1.
Oh, and by the way, I just want to mention once again that probably don't want to commit, but it's quite likely, more likely than the move Queen e1 even probably, that on round 11 I will have, at least for the first half or for some time of the stream, probably the most honorable guest of honor I could think of, Mr. Boris Gelfand, and yeah, who by the way wrote this book that came out recently, as you can see. I'll probably bring it and ask him to sign it for me. I'm not sure if I'll have another chance to ask him, but yeah. And if anyone among the viewers don't know who he is, well, just Google it. I mean, you should know. It's a person who needs no introduction, especially in the chess world. And well, I'm more than excited. And by the way, this book is recommended, although we kind of have too many GMs in the chess world nowadays. But I still recommend people to read this book and continue to overpopulate the GM quantity. Let's say the GM's ratio in the world. So just his first book won a Book of the Year award. I don't remember by whom. ECF Book of the Year award. And yeah, it was positional decision making in chess, an absolute masterpiece. And I only started this book, but I'm hoping to finish it by the time I get to meet him. So yes.
I see people are recommending Queen D2 in the chat. But if Queen D2, there's just Queen B3. Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And what can White do?
Queen D2, Queen takes B3.
Rook C1. Well, Rook C1, Rook C8, probably. And yeah.
Yes.
Well, but still, this maybe White should play like that. Rook C8, Queen C8. But okay, this is just senseless to play, I think, with both colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I wonder if they have draws. I think this is the earliest that I was yawning so far in my streams. only 1 hour into the game.
Oh my God.
And
such a pity.
Such a pity. What a pity.
I was really hoping for an interesting
I was hoping for a big game to see some action.
Yeah.
No. I mean, yesterday we had the same pieces, yeah? Rook, Queen,
Yeah.
and opposite colored bishops, but so much more interest. So many more variations to calculate.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So, well,
people are talking to me in Greek, but unfortunately, I know a little bit of Greek. I'm actually visiting a language course at the moment to at least be able to talk a bit, but not good enough to, let's say, have a decent conversation.
Can you read?
Well, the Greek letters I can read, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to show people the actual board that I prepared. This one. And yeah, it looks the same, but even uglier. Yes, the old-fashioned board from the social media. So, anyone rooting for Karjakin to win overall? Someone is asking in the chat. I already mentioned that I'm biased and prefer Carlsen for some reason.
Well, probably, I don't know. Karjakin was just hoping, probably, that Carlsen wouldn't know this line, and he thought there might be some chance of an advantage, otherwise he wouldn't have played it, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, he also understands that he has to press with white and not to just make a draw.
Yeah.
So it's obvious, because with black against Magnus, it's always very difficult to defend. Yeah. So we're not so harsh, let's say, on Karjakin. We're just disappointed.
No, we don't blame anyone. We just feel disappointed generally from the position. I mean, chess is a game played by two players, and it's very hard to control all the different variables. And I have a famous game, I mean, not famous by these standards, but by my own standards, where I was preparing very well for some opponent. His name is Eltaj Safarli from Azerbaijan in the European Championship. And a very strong and talented player from Azerbaijan, and he was already 26, 20 or 40, I believe, maybe more. And I prepared very well for some opening. He played another opening, and I was afraid because I didn't know what to do. So I chose a well-known move repetition in the Catalan, Queen C1, Queen C2. And usually I don't want to make a draw. I want to fight until the end. And actually, do you know what happened? Did you hear?
I know what happened, yeah.
Yeah.
The viewers don't.
What do you know?
Well, I know that the game was ended 0. The arbiter declared the game, let's say, invalid, and it was 0-0.
Yeah, which is one of the most ridiculous moments of my life.
Most ridiculous decisions an arbiter has ever taken.
Yes, it was a move repetition, and we did not agree to a draw. We went to call the arbiter, and yeah. I'll just mention that I didn't break any rules. I stopped the clock and went to the arbiter and so on. And the arbiter arrived, and for one reason or another decided that we agreed to a draw. And he just said 0-0 and left the hall dramatically. And I felt like I was being filmed by some game show. It looked so dramatic. And yeah, there was nothing to do. He just made up his mind, and the appealing committee and everyone were just having his back. And
but
well,
wait for a second. We checked the move Queen E1, but what if Queen takes B3?
I was thinking Queen E7.
Okay, Queen.
And Bishop E5 and Queen takes B4. I mean, there is nothing to look at.
What? You sure?
I mean, what do you do?
Bishop D5?
Bishop, like this.
Queen B. No, Queen B2 is not a good idea.
I think this is risky. Bishop E5.
Might be, but I take all of your pawns. I mean,
Okay, Bishop E5.
Bishop F7.
Bishop D4. You want Queen E6. One moment. Okay, I'll concentrate a bit harder.
Queen E6 you can at least take.
No, let's go back for two moves. Just go back. I rushed a little bit.
Play Rook E8.
Queen E7.
Here, yeah? Bishop D5.
Yeah. You're right, it's not as simple as I thought, but it should be. How? What to do now?
Well, but I like your approach. Bishop E5.
My approach of not giving a damn.
No, your approach.
To the position. Wait, Bishop F7, Bishop D4, and if Queen E6, I have Queen takes B4.
That's what I told you 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. I was like.
But there's Rook E8, I thought. Not F8, but E8.
Well. You gave me false hopes.
I was trying to tell you, you know, but...
No, I was nowhere to... My attention was nowhere to be found. So, let's see if we can find anything else. Maybe not Queen E7. What can I offer?
Which one is... Maybe even black is better, you know? It could be that black is better in this position. But it's unreal. I mean, Karjakin blitzed everything, so moves have been played. Rook C1 played. Yeah.
Here.
Most solid move. Yeah, now Rook C8 is probably coming, and
yeah.
Pieces.
The pieces are, yeah, not really in their best shape. They're probably very sleepy right now.
Yeah.
I see someone is writing Rook C1 with a sad face. I mean, he was expecting maybe to see G4, yeah?
Yeah.
Rook c1 and like
Carlsen yesterday, he played g4. It was
fantastic.
strange, in my opinion.
A mistake?
In my opinion, it was strange to play g4. Why to play g4?
No, it was fantastic. But he had to continue with f4. Like a boss.
No, I think it was bad actually.
I think it wasn't. It was the only way to try. But not playing f4 was ridiculous and allowing g5.
You mean the only way to try? I mean, white is worse already.
No, I don't agree. I think after g4, f4, it's probably still close to equality. But I mean, at least white has some chances, theoretical chances for an attack.
Did you check with the engine? I did.
Ah, you did. Okay, so you don't. I don't allow you to commentate on my channel on that position.
So, black was better in the.
I don't trust your engine, and you're not allowed to mention it here.
Okay, so
Your engine is not welcome on my territory. This is my territory. If you want to bring engines, you might as well put them inside cars and drive away. Drive away from me. So, what can I say?
Yeah. What can I say? Yeah, just
Maybe we can start talking about life. I mean, there's nothing else left.
True.
Yeah, we can start mentioning that, like a few wise points about life, and maybe read some samples from the book to encourage people to buy it.
Of Gerfan's book.
Yes, this one, a really good one so far.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't have anything to mention.
I also read a very interesting book recently. I just finished reading like 2 hours ago. It's a famous book actually, written by Mark Dvoretsky, and it was really interesting to read. It's called For Friends and Colleagues, if somebody knows it.
Yes,
And,
profession chess coach. Yeah.
Yeah, the Profession Chess Coach. Yeah, I think the first one is called Profession Chess Coach, and the second one, I don't know, Experiences or something else.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have it here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I really recommend you guys to buy it. It's really interesting to develop a personality in chess and also non-chess.
Yeah, but this book is a little bit less about chess improvement and more about, let's call it historical experiences.
A bit philosophical sometimes.
Yeah, and it also kind of like a bibliography. No, how do you say documentary of Dvoretsky's experiences? Yeah,
Yeah.
with his students and with his.
Rook c8
Right.
happened, rook takes c8, queen takes c8, what we expected to happen. Probably white is going to play queen c1.
Maybe it's a good time to show people my panda.
Your panda.
Yes. I have a panda. I'm probably gonna put it for the rest of this game. Do you see? In the stream? So I'm gonna be ready to sleep. Whenever the game ends, I'll immediately do this. And I can just jump to sleep straight away. This will be great.
Ooh.
Maybe I can start with it now. Okay, but of course, usually in such cases, when the game is not too sharp or without too much fighting going on, most eyes are looking at the white side to blame, and I think it's kind of correct, because usually white is the one who has to determine the, let's call it, the fighting, yeah? White has to try to fight at all costs and for an advantage or just for a game in an equal position, and black should be, especially in a world championship, kind of what's the word? Happy? I don't know, with equality or with a draw. In peace. Satisfied, yeah, with a draw. What can I say? Nothing much left.
Well, okay, let's analyze the position once more. What can white do? I think queen c1 is a mistake because black can take and bishop d5. What do you think?
So people are asking if I'll fall asleep immediately without brushing my teeth. You see, the most interesting topic in this stream so far is whether or not I'll brush my teeth.
Your panda brushes teeth. People ask.
Yeah. Queenie won.
Queenie won in the game. Queenie won.
Well.
Well.
Where is Ori Kobo? Probably in his home in Jerusalem, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
but
happy
that he's not streaming today.
Yeah, that he could commentate yesterday.
He will also play in the tournament tomorrow, in the Shachar Arad Memorial. So yeah, we'll see. It's expected to be quite a strong tournament. So I'm curious to see who will win.
Black is probably going to play either queen c5 or...
Maybe we can come up, use the free time that we have to come up with a better system of games. Like somehow that, let's say that a draw in a world championship will not count for rating. And also...
What would it help? Nothing.
What?
Would it help anything?
I think it will help a little bit, but also it will not count for the points. And this way, maybe... Okay, they did it in the past. The first one to reach...
Yeah, that's what it used to be when Karpov, Kasparov and so on played.
Yeah, but then they can play... It's very hard to plan the event.
Exactly, that's the difficult point about it.
And also the fact that it can last very long, and then they will probably even be making more draws because they don't have a lot of games. I mean, a lot of time to. No, I mean they will make more draws because every win is more valuable.
Yeah.
So they usually play safer when it's a race to several wins. But I'm thinking, let's invent something today. Why not? We have to invent something now. Otherwise we're wasting our time.
New system.
Okay, how can we encourage people to avoid making draws so much?
Well, it's hard to say. I think on a lower level people don't make a draw that often. I mean,
yeah,
just because those guys are very, very good, and they don't commit too many mistakes, and that's why many games end with a draw.
Yeah, but I feel like there is an important way. I mean, there should be a way to encourage them to win more games. But the problem is that we don't have like 10 opponents, and this way, if you play very solidly and someone beats everyone, then you don't get a chance to win the tournament. Just like in St. Louis 2005, if you remember, where Topalov won, even if someone else would have had +3, he would be far behind. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, because it doesn't only matter if you don't lose, it only also matters what you do against the rest of the players. So, just for example, if Carlsen and Kramnik would be the two players with the best scores, their result against each other will not matter as much as their score against the rest. But now, in the normal World Championship system, when you play against someone else, it's very important not to lose to him, because then no matter what you'll do, you'll be behind unless you beat him. So for him it's a good strategy, or at least a safe strategy, not to lose under any circumstances.
For Carlsen,
For both, like reducing the chances for a decisive result is a safe and reliable strategy, because there are only two players. So the fact that there are only two players in the World Championship is increasing the drawing ratio in a way. And I mean, I don't think the system is that bad, but maybe if there could be a World Championship between four players in some form, what do you think?
No, but why? I mean, for instance, if Carlsen would have won the third or the fourth game, the situation would be completely different now. I mean, we would be...
Yeah, but you agree...
More exciting games.
Yeah, but this is not the best show we could expect for, yeah?
It could have happened.
Well, here, I have an idea, and hear me out. I'm not sure about the rating, we will think about it later, but let's just say that with every draw, white will... No matter who is white. Right now, with a draw, each player gets half a point.
Yeah.
And with each win, let's say the players, they get 1 point. So let's just say they will divide it like this. If they make a draw, then white gets 0.4 and black gets 0.6.
Yeah, some people wanted to introduce it in classical chess in every game.
No, but let's just say that in World Championship, we'll talk about the rating later. Let's just say, even for the rating's sake, it will be like a normal draw, but just 0.4 and 0.6. And then what happens is that if white wins, he will get 1 point. So it's 0.6 points more. But if black wins, he only gets 1 point as well. So the result is that for white it makes sense to take risks. We can also change the ratio a bit. Let's say 0.25 and 0.75.
That's what people proposed, actually.
Yeah? And what do you think? Like, it makes sense this way. People with white will take lots and lots of risks. And with black, okay, it will just make everyone with black play as safe as possible, probably.
Yeah, but it's not... I think it's not correct, because it's not such a big advantage to play with white nowadays.
So
I mean, it's so easy to equalize. You can basically play any opening and just have an equal position. So,
what do you think about this other idea? Oh, I have an interesting point.
You have plenty of ideas, yeah?
What?
You have plenty of ideas.
No, I just came up with it now. The exact opposite. Imagine that with a draw, black will only get 0.25 points. This is nice. And black has to play sharp.
We'll see more guys like Rapport playing Chicorin and so on.
Of course, but this is what we want to see in World Championship.
Chicorin.
Yes. No, but seriously, I mean, if black will get 0.25 points, it will still be the same draw for rating, but let's say you will get 0.25, white will get 0.75. And then, as a result, black will be very encouraged to play for a win, because he's risking only half as much as before, even 1/3 as much as before. So this way, if black will lose 2 games because of the risk and win 1, then he will still be ahead compared to 3 draws.
Yes, true.
So
well,
it feels right.
It feels right, but it feels
Twisted.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Impossible to, let's say, make it work, I think, or to convince people.
Well, I convinced you, didn't I?
Well, yeah, so.
King H2.
Actually, I think the actual system is not too bad. I mean, many people see it from a very pessimistic point of view, but yeah, white play King H2 in the game. But okay, I mean, it's just the development of chess, in my opinion, that more draws are going to happen, especially in World Championship.
Yeah.
It's also that Karjakin is a very safe player. I mean, if there was some other guy, I don't know, maybe, let's say Vachier Lagrave, I think it would be a different story, but
Yeah. So
it was like when Gelfand and Anand played, it was similar, yeah? Both of them were playing very safe. Queen E3.
Yeah. Queen E3. They don't care anymore.
Well, they just play moves.
Yeah, but they played rapidly.
Yeah.
21 seconds, it doesn't care anymore.
I mean, and the amazing thing is that Karjakin is still 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Yeah.
As if it was still prepared.
Yeah.
This position is what he wanted. What he was aiming for.
Maybe he wants to bore Carlsen and then from here he will seriously play for a win because he thinks his king is safer.
Yeah, the one who survives this boredom is going to be world champion.
Yeah, it's not gonna be me.
No, not gonna be me either.
Yeah, so as far as my idea is concerned, we can also calculate it differently. We can say that the draw is 1 point and the win is a draw with black is 1 point, a draw with white is 3 points, and the win is 4 points.
Well, why?
And then people will play for a draw with white and will play for a win with black.
Yeah.
It will be even more boring.
That's the disadvantage of this system, that people can play for a draw with white, which is even easier.
Oh my god, this is so ridiculous. But they play for a draw with white, and then black will like take some risks. You know, like do like this. Come over here. And then white will just have always he will have to decide whether he wants to risk it and actually accept the advantage. Well, I don't know, the system is flawed in many ways. Even my offer is flawed because white can play for a draw, as you said, and then playing for a win with black is less logical than playing for a win with white. But how can we encourage people to play for a win with white? Maybe nothing, no idea.
Why? Oh.
When there are two players 1 against 1, there is nothing mathematical that you can do, because no matter what you will change with the numbers, they will always want to have a better result against the other one, so playing for not losing will always make sense with some color.
Yeah.
And then it will be boring if the players will
That's the problem of our game.
No, but and the problem with 4 players playing against each other for the World Championship is that it doesn't make sense that if one player is in bad form, he will decide the world champion more than the actual world champion.
Exactly.
So,
and it's also a bit unfair that the actual world champion, it's much more difficult to defend his title. I mean,
yes.
In such a tournament, let's say, of 4 players, basically anything can happen, and as you just mentioned.
Yeah, there are many variables that are
many factors could just decide the tournament.
Well, they already
Something has been
played many moves.
Yeah, okay.
Bishop d5, Queen b6, Bishop takes b3, Queen takes a5.
Queen d3.
Queen b4, Bishop e6.
Bishop e6.
I think they are
Queen c3.
already.
No.
Wow.
No, probably something like bishop e5, but
Yeah.
no matter what he does.
Okay, come on. We don't have much time. We have to come up with a better system.
There are many people that want to decrease the time. They want just to make it faster.
Well, this is also making less sense because you don't want.
No, I don't like it at all. Because
You want the level to be as high as possible. You just want them to play openings.
Much lower.
I mean, maybe forbid some openings. I don't know.
Forbid some openings like the Berlin.
Yeah. I mean, if you tell both players not.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, forbidding openings is not in the spirit of the game.
No, at all. Actually, Dvoretsky proposed a method in this book I just finished with reading. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was some kind of different chess. You know, he proposed that people should, that there should be made 2 random moves in the starting position should be made, like a4, knight a3, all legal moves, and the same for black, and then the game should start. He was proposing this to.
But then again, it's not fair.
Well, yeah, he has to, and then just delete those positions that are really bad. I mean, for one side. For example, if white plays d4 and black h5, it's not fair.
But it changes the rules of the game. If you change the starting position, that you might as well go to Fischer random.
No, yeah, but it's different because it's not as different as the Fischer random. Because
yeah, I mean, the point is to eliminate theory, but I don't.
Let's say just knight f3 b6, for instance, or knight f3 b5. There could be some very interesting positions that could be played. And the thing is, you can't prepare for the game because in every game it will be a different starting position. That's what he proposed, and I'm not sure if it's working though. But just quoting him.
Well,
do you actually know if the?
I don't like this method.
Do you know if the guys can agree to a draw before?
Yeah, they already agreed. Oh man.
They agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
They agreed to a draw. So.
And he also proposed, Dvoretsky proposed another interesting method that people just can't are not allowed to offer a draw.
Yeah, but I mean, let's assume that we don't change the rules of the game. We don't forbid openings, and we don't force them to make moves that are random because
He said in his opinion there should be a change of rules because otherwise it's by force leading to what we just saw.
No, I just think that these random moves at the beginning might give an unfair advantage because it's very hard to determine which positions are practically better for which side. And if you don't get the same position with both colors, then it's not even, and it's not fair that one person will get to one position because you're checking their understanding of the opening as well, not only their chess skills. But and it's not fair also that the entire world will play normal chess and then in the World Championship there will be different rules. So
well, of course this proposal was not only for the World Chess Championship but for every chess game.
Well, it feels
it's difficult. I agree. It's really difficult.
It feels like chess is in a situation where openings are taking a lot of a lot of efforts from all the players and increasing the drawing chances. But from my tournament perspective, it's not necessarily more boring, because it adds some interest to the game, especially in open tournaments where you can play different openings in each game and surprise everyone. It's different from 30-40 years ago. Some people will say it's less exciting, but it's not like the World Championship today, because you can afford to take more risks. You can afford to play different types of positions and maintain the pieces on the board, because not so much is on the line. But I'm thinking, like, the main problem is that not the fact that they know so much, but the fact that they choose openings that have this nature of exchanging pieces. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe something along the lines of I don't know, just encouraging them to play openings which keeps the pieces. Okay, here's my idea. Nico. I have an idea. So, you know that money is part of the thing here, right?
Of course.
So maybe adding a rule that in every game, if they have less than a certain amount of pieces, I'm not talking about pawns, less than 5 pieces each after the first 20 moves, then the money prize, like, let's say you divide it by 12, and each round has its own money prize that will be divided by the winner and the loser at the end. But let's just assume, I'll just give you a random number. Let's say each game determines 100,000 euros, just for example. So if they will swap 5 more than 3 light pieces, I mean any pieces that are not pawns, by move 20, then instead of 100,000 euros, that the prize pool for this round will be 20,000 euros. And then both players are encouraged to keep the pieces on the board.
This would be interesting. But
so I feel like using the money to encourage them to maintain pieces on the board might actually be okay. Of course, they might make a draw later, but it makes it much more difficult for them, because if they avoid these forced lines which exchange all the pieces, they might do it anyway, but then they pay a price. And you can also say that the white side is paying a heavier price than the black side from the money point of view. You can play with it, yeah? Because it doesn't change the rules of the game. If you affect the prize pool by how many pieces they swap, then you can kind of encourage both of them in a healthy way to maintain. Just think about it. 5 different pieces.
Something with the money has to be done, but it's hard, you know. It's hard.
No, but if you have 5 pieces. By the way, if anyone doesn't know by now, the game is a draw in this position after bishop e6. In case anyone wants to go to sleep or to leave, we thank you very much for following us, and I appreciate you following my channel, and obviously encourage anyone who wants to see my future streams and spontaneous videos to subscribe. But in the meantime, I just want to mention something. So, as I said, first 20 moves, remember? So it was a random number, but as you can see, now we already have only 5 pieces left, yeah?
Yeah.
So we have already on move 20...
It's so difficult, you know, it's so difficult to do this, because pieces can... I mean, it could be still very interesting if there wouldn't have been further changes. I mean, further swaps of the of pieces.
Yeah, but the only problem with this idea is that one player can invite the other one to choose between 2 options. One swaps the pieces and the other one doesn't, and then he gives them a choice whether he wants to lose money or to play a move that he might not play otherwise.
Yeah, to lose money or to lose the game.
And then it adds like variables that shouldn't be relevant to the game. But yeah.
Somebody's saying then they will just repeat the moves more often, which is also true. This could be a problem also.
That's correct. But maybe you can forbid move repetition as part of this deal.
Can't forbid everything. Move repetition is the most natural way to...
No, not forbid. You just say that if they repeat moves, the money pool is affected.
No, but this is stupid.
But why would anyone repeat moves in the first 10 moves?
No, not in the first 10 moves, but later in the first 20 moves. It could be possible.
Nah, I don't think anyone has ever needed to repeat the position in the first 20 moves. I mean, it's never necessary.
Almost never, but...
I mean, only if you make some move and then you decide you change your mind. But in this case, I just feel like there should be... The only variable other than the rules of the game is the money.
Yeah.
There's no other thing that can affect the player's decisions. And any rules that will actually directly change the game are not welcome. And it feels to me like I would like to spend 5 more minutes just talking about it before we wrap it up, because the game has been very short. So yeah, Nico and I don't mind, but yeah, I hope the viewers will forgive me for not doing anything that's related to the actual game. But it is kind of related. So we are on the verge of a breakthrough. And remember where you heard it first, when everyone will hate us for it. So if it takes place. So
it won't.
So if they will earn less money based on swapping the pieces, yeah? So, I understand it can affect their moves, but let's just say that both players will not let it affect their moves. They will just play their best chess and ignore these rules, yeah?
Yeah.
So it will only affect their opening choices, because some openings are less likely to do such
The
things.
Berlin, for instance, is less likely to happen because just immediately there will be...
Yes, exactly. And also you can say the same. Maybe you can add I don't know, like just mentioning this rule would force black to play d6 here to avoid concrete variations, yeah?
No, but why? Black doesn't have to avoid it. Because white should...
Yeah, but here it's very hard for white to avoid exchanging pieces.
Huh?
What?
What do you say?
I mean, then people will have to prepare for the World Championship their entire repertoire from scratch to keep the pieces until move 25, for example.
I don't like it. Actually, I don't like it.
Yeah, me neither.
I prefer this system.
Well, yeah, this system is the classical one. But, okay, I think the best thing to do is to use the honor system, which is basically just to criticize them very heavily after every draw.
Exactly.
Just like like use what like Jewish mothers do. Just have a lot of guilt. Yeah. For the somehow force them to feel guilty for making draws. Yeah.
So on news pages there should be
Yes. Disgrace.
Disgrace.
Yes.
They should write another boring draw.
Or maybe like every time they make a draw, they have to go to 1 hour to a room and listen to a bad song repeatedly.
The panda boring.
Oh, panda, yes. This
Without offending.
oh my god, the panda song. They have to sit quietly and listen to this panda song. If anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, then you're lucky. Yes, it has like 300 or 400, I don't know, 300 million views or on YouTube.
The fans of hip hop, but
Yeah, like
sorry for that.
wow, this would be nice. Like if the game ends like in less than 3 hours, then they have to listen to Panda for 1 hour. Okay, but of course this is not practical.
Not really.
Oh. Yeah. And all these rules, whatever we're trying to make, will just change everything in favor of players like Nakamura and MVL and all those players who are very sharp in their nature.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like well, the rules that we have are not that bad. We just maybe us, the people, have to change with our expectations for blood. Maybe we are the ones who should be more educated and accept the fact that the game is so complex and simple at the same time.
Yeah.
And maybe the people should be more patient. Anyway, when I was very young, like 6 years old or maybe 8 years old, I heard about democracy. And later on, I think when I was 12, I heard how much democracy sucks. But that it's like the least worse, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the lesser evil, yeah, among the many systems.
Yeah.
And like I told myself, when I grow up, I will come up with a better system. But since then, I didn't even spend 1 second thinking about it, and I'm not intending to. It feels too much for my brain power. But as far as chess is concerned, maybe the same should be applied. Maybe I should stop being so naive. I should stop come up with better solutions. Maybe there aren't any. Maybe there are and I can't figure them out. And I just have to accept the world. Yeah, chess is cruel. The world is cruel. This could be worse. This could have been much worse. I mean, the fact that you and I look at this game and we still love chess. You know, it's like marriage.
It basically proves that the
Yeah.
system cannot be that bad.
Yeah, it's like marriage, you know?
Yeah, marriage.
We like, okay, there is love somewhere, yeah, somewhere in there, or there has been. There is some passion, or there has been. It makes sense. It's maybe some necessity of our society, but it feels like, yeah, it feels to me like I still like chess a lot, and maybe Blitz and Rapid are still very interesting, and well, we should stop being so spoiled. That's my conclusion of this discussion. I'm spoiled, and I should stop immediately.
Baby.
Yes. So Nico, I don't have all the future commentators with me planned just yet, but you're a very busy man, right? You're in university.
Well, maybe I can.
So I feel like I need to compensate you for what you.
Maybe time once more. It would be very, very nice.
Yes, so I feel like I have to compensate you for what happened here and have you on my guest list once again in the future. But
Thank you. Well,
yeah.
you have to ask the viewers if they like.
No, I don't.
With my contribution.
No, I don't care. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm sure the viewers like you because judging by the comments of the previous videos on my channel. But yeah, as of now, I might invite you for a future round. Asaf Givon might arrive for a second time, and yeah, it feels right. I mean, both of you had Carlsen with black, and both of you didn't have it too much interesting. So maybe next time Carlsen will be white when, like, maybe the tie breaks or if we get there.
Yeah.
So
Asaf commentated the second game, right?
as I remember, yeah.
Yeah, it was also quite boring.
Yes, exactly. And well, yeah, in the chat, thank you, J Smoke, saying Nico is cool.
Jay Smoke.
Yeah, Nico is cool.
Appreciate it.
So I feel like what I should just do now is probably wrap up the stream because people expect us to stream the World Championship. We had an interesting discussion, but my conclusion and that we and everyone else who complains should stop being so goddamn spoiled. And that's maybe not such an optimistic conclusion, let's say, but it's at least a little bit realistic, yeah. And I mean, maybe I feel like I learned something. Yeah, I mean,
Honestly, I don't.
I mean, I knew I was spoiled earlier, but now I feel more aware of it. So, yeah, and yeah. So, without further ado, let me just wrap it up. That all 113 of you are watching us, and the future people, the millions and billions who are watching the archived version. Thank you very much for watching, and again, we will continue to do these videos until the end of time for free, but we'll do more of them with higher quality if we receive more support from the community, because this kind of content, while very fun sometimes, it can also be very unthankful and unrewarding from our perspective, especially when I'm recording alone and I don't have any company. So any form of support is most welcome. I'd like to encourage everyone to drop a like to the video, punch that like button in the face, follow on Facebook. I don't even remember how it's done. Like on Facebook. I will start uploading daily tactics after this championship, hopefully. Follow on Twitter. Check out my site, my website. I created it recently. It's not so good, but it will improve over time. Of course, subscribe to this channel if you like the content that you see. And we have a Twitch channel. The logo can be found, I think, on the bottom right. Actually, I changed it to a subscribe button, but it was there yesterday. It's called Chess Juice. So follow us on the Chess Juice Twitch channel. We stream on a daily basis, at least hopefully, and playing Blitz mostly and solving tactics. So yeah, that's more or less it. Any form of support is most welcome, and that's more or less all I had to say for now. Thank you all very much for watching. Nico, any last words before we wrap it up?
Hope to see you soon again, guys.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes. And Nico, by the way, is only an IM, but don't let it mislead you. He's a beast. He can play chess very well. And he's going to be a GM soon, and he's one of Switzerland's best hopes for future grandmasters and top players. And we hope you'll realize sooner or later that university is not as important as chess, and that you can go to 2700 before finding a job. But until then, we'll see you all probably. Let's say it right. I actually confused. I hope you